Hey sports fans, and welcome to the Business Fixer podcast, where we believe that clarity is king and simplicity is queen. I am your host, Haroon Rashid. Today, episode 7, how to get your shit together. When things are just overwhelming, you just can't see the wood for the trees, everything seems to be going wrong, or you're fighting fires constantly, you don't feel like you've got enough time of the day. This episode, I'm going to give you a couple of really good tips that have helped me over the years of just how to get it all together, get in a good place, relieve stress, and crack on and achieve everything you need to do privately and professionally. The Business Fixer podcast is sponsored by Dad Mode. That is hilarious dad gifts. That's dad t-shirts, dad mugs. If you're a fan of dad jokes, these are perfect gifts for a dad or a father figure. Just make him smile rather than giving him the pair of socks this time, eh? That's Dad Mode. That's dadmode.co.uk. So there have been many times in my career where I have had a meltdown. And I'm fine to say that. I've had a very stressful career. I've been in very high-pressured environments, very high-pressured situations. And like everybody, I'm human. And occasionally, there'll be those times when I just fall apart. And I just feel like everything's getting on top of me. And I feel overwhelmed. My stress levels go through the roof. I don't sleep well. I'm not eating right. I might be, binge eating or eating late or missing meals, and, my exercise routine just goes out of the window. By the way, does any of this sound familiar? Well, if you've ever felt this way, then you know what? The first thing is to note that it's okay. It's okay to feel like that. It happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us. So in this podcast episode, I just wanted to just give you a couple of quick tips that have really helped me and a lot of the clients that I coach when people feel overwhelmed. So the first thing to do is that when you feel overwhelmed, when things have got on top of you, the first thing to do is stop. And I know that might sound very counterintuitive because you might feel like, well, Haroon, I've got a to-do list. That's the length of my arm. I can't stop right now because if I stop, then this is going to fall over and that's going to catch fire and all that kind of stuff. And I get that. I've been there. But the thing is that you're in a cycle right now and we need to break that cycle. And the only way to do that, or the best way to do that, is to stop. And this actually comes from a great book called Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt. Again, if you go onto businessfixer.co.uk, I'll put these in the show notes and you can get yourself this book. But step number 1 in Free to Focus, funnily enough, is stop. When you're feeling overwhelmed, you just need to stop and take stock and take care of yourself because you can't keep going on the way you're going. If you carry on doing that, you're just going to get further and further into this spiral, and we need to stop it. So the first thing to do is stop. The second thing that I always advocate people to do, and I do this again on a regular basis whenever I need it, is to do something called a brain dump. Now, this comes from David Allen's Getting Things Done. If you've ever heard of this book, it's a fantastic book. Again, it'll be in the show notes. But the principle is that our brains are not designed to store things. Our brains are designed to think through things. But what we often do is we'll say, oh yeah, I'll remember that, and we won't write it down anywhere. But that doesn't help anybody. And what you've done now is once you start collating tasks or collecting tasks in your head, you're adding to your stress levels because your brain is not designed for that. It's a tool that's used to think things through, not to store information. So quite often, when people are stressed or overwhelmed, they have too many things in their head that have been swimming around there for days, months, and yes, even years. So what I always say is, do a brain dump exercise. Well, how do you do a brain dump exercise? First thing is, go away somewhere private and quiet. No phones, no TV, no radio. Put the phone in another room. It is just you with a pen and paper and just start to dump everything on that page that is in your head. And these could be very small things to very big things. They could be personal, they could be private, they could be professional, sorry. There could be things. I mean, I've seen lists where people have done this exercise and there's things on there like, I need to buy milk and eggs, to I need to get my car serviced, to I need to hire the new secretary, I need to turn around the business, I want to book that trip to Mexico, and I need to remodel the living room. All this kind of stuff is just swimming around in there, but it's no good in your head. Just get it out and put it on paper. Some people have done this exercise and, they've filled pages and pages. And I remember one guy did this, a senior sales director did this exercise in my office, and we gave him about 5 or 10 minutes. He wrote about half a page. And I said to him, look, just go away tonight and get in a private spot and just do it. He came back to me 2 days later and he said, I spent 4 hours emptying my head of things and I was shocked at what was in there. I could not believe the amount of things that was just in there. But why would we do this when we're feeling overwhelmed? Because once you've emptied your head and you look at that list that you've got there, you should start to feel a sense of control coming in. The stress should start to come down, and you should start to feel some sense of, okay, I've got this. And this has worked so well for so many people. The second tip that I often give people is to have some kind of routine in place. Now, when I talk about routines, I'm talking about morning routines or evening routines or both. Both is the sweet spot, really. Now, having a solid morning routine is just one of the best ways for you to get control of your day. Remember, if you don't take control of your day is going to control you, or something is going to control you, and you don't want that. So, having read so many books on this, there's a common trend amongst successful people, and that is they wake up early and they have some kind of routine. One book, again, I'll put it in the show notes, is The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. Now, in that, it advocates, getting up at 5 a.m. or sometime early in the morning and doing 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation or journaling, and then 20 minutes of self-development. You don't have to do that, but the point is get up, move, do something, plan your day. Even on an evening, why are you working till stupid o'clock at night? You need time to shut down. Your body needs rest. Whether you like to watch a bit of Netflix or you like to, paint ship models and put them in a bottle, I don't know, whatever it is that, makes you happy, you need to de-stress on an evening, and you need that time to switch off, not answer emails, not look at the phone and all that kind of stuff, and get some rest. So getting routines in place is definitely another one. The third one is actually linked to the morning routine. And this one has really helped me out a lot and recently a lot of my clients, but it's something called morning pages. Now, morning pages is a form of journaling. And personally, I never really liked the idea of journaling. I thought it was just some kind of hippy-dippy bullshit, but you know what? It turns out that I was wrong. But morning pages is, of course, writing on a pen and paper in the morning, early, no distractions, of course, but it's free flow writing. So you're not organizing your thoughts in any kind of way. You're just writing down anything and everything that comes into your head. And you're not going to judge what you're writing. You're just going to allow the words to come, and it might be gibberish at times. It might not make any sense, but it's kind of a form of a brain dump. And the key really is to try and get to 3 pages of writing. You don't have to do 3 pages, but the principle is no distractions, free flow writing, just write a few pages down if you can. And that is a great way to do almost like a brain dump every single day. And I found that has really helped me to A, get things out of my head, B, to process emotions, things that are going on in my life or in my business, and to try and get hold of that. So there you have it. There's 3 really good tips of how to get your shit together when things seem like they're on top of you. I hope that you have found this really useful. Remember, still go over to businessfixer.co.uk where you can get the show notes of these great books and resources. And you know what? I'm sure that if you practice at least one of these things are going to look a lot better. And you know what? Thanks a lot to everybody who's been listening to the podcast. I really appreciate all your messages of support, and it seems to be really helping a lot of people out. So thank you so much to everybody. Remember, you can catch us on Podbeam, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. We'll be hoping to get on Spotify at some point. But until next time, take care, sports fans.